Welcome back, this is Rocky and now I'm gonna rig the arm. The first thing I do to create perfect round joints is to make a separate layer for the arm joints. I'm gonna create round shapes that will be joints for the shoulder, elbow, and wrist. Next thing I do is I'm gonna rotate the joints a little bit to match the rotation of the arm. I'm gonna do the same thing for the elbow and the wrist, and I will separate them to different drawing layers. The whole arm should have its own composite layer that will be connected to the main composite. Now I'm gonna draw the arm parts. To draw straight lines easily, I'm gonna use the line tool. I'm gonna use the contour editor with snap being enabled to snap the lines to the joints. To make sure the snaps are super correct, you can also enable solo mode for the lines and the joints. Now it's time to paint the arm parts. I'm also gonna create a drawing for the sleeve. Now I will trace the hand. I want my lines to look as perfect as possible, at least look good, so I just take time to adjust them. I'm gonna rearrange the layers. Okay, that looks fine. Now I'm gonna grab my IK inverse kinematics template and rig the arm. I've also put my IK template folder in here, so you guys import that to the library and use it when you need it. This IK template is made of pegs and constraint nodes and transform limit nodes. That's the hand peg, so we're gonna create the hand and wrist layer to the hand peg. Connect the elbow constraint node to the bottom half of the arm and the shoulder constraint to the upper half of the arm. Connect the shoulder constraint peg to the shoulder joint and the elbow peg to the elbow joint. So when you stretch the arm joints will not be stretched. I don't need this arm joint layer anymore, so I'm just gonna disconnect it to everything. Now, I'm gonna center the pivot to the drawings to create perfect joints. Copy the shoulder joints pivot to the shoulder pegs. Yes, those pegs too, because they're the upper bars of the arm. And the elbow for the elbow peg. And the hand, copy the wrist pivot point. Now let's do a test to see how our IK arm is gonna move. Okay, that kind of looks like inverse kinematics, but it doesn't look correct. So I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. I'm gonna position my arm like this so I can adjust the bending of the elbow. I'm gonna change the control position of the transform limit of the elbow. Try to adjust the bending till it looks okay. Okay, there's something wrong with the stretching. You see that? That doesn't look good. It looks kind of deformed. I'm gonna change the volume to 0. Oh no, because there is no volume max. The arm just keeps stretching. So I'm gonna put the volume max to 100 and the volume modifier to 0. Okay, you can see that the arm is not stretching at all because the volume modifier is 0. So I'm gonna increase the elbow's control point way higher. It's in the elbow's transformation limit node, you guys. Okay, now the IK bending looks more accurate. The reason why I put the volume modifier of the main constraint node to 200 is because the arms in the IK template, they didn't stretch. They will not stretch at all if the volume modifier is set to 0. Okay, there's still some issues, but this is good enough. I'm gonna need Toon to invent a new IK, but I don't think they're going to do it soon. So this is our only hope. This is our only hope in inverse kinematics, you guys. You can also use normal hierarchy arms or bone deformed arms, but this is gonna be way faster for production. You can just lift the arm, and the arm will bend for you. It will help posing way faster. Now, I'm gonna make the arm bend the other side because you can see that this only works for one side, so I'm gonna make sure it gets another side. So I'm gonna create 2 keyframes, one for this side and the one for the other side. But before that, I'm gonna increase the exposure for the arms and all the other parts that isn't exposed to like 60 frames. By default, you can press Shift plus to increase the exposure, but you can just go to the keyboard shortcuts preferences in the file toolbar to change the shortcut. I'm gonna post the hand like before to get the bending of the other side correctly. So I have created another keyframe in the elbow's transformation limit. I'm just gonna remove the negative in front of the numbers. Oh, okay, that looks good. Looks super good. Okay, so we have our two sides of arm bending. Now, I'm gonna make some controllers for the elbow and the hand. The elbow controller must be connected to the elbow joint peg because it will use the peg to control the elbow's position. Do beware that this elbow controller is not gonna control the bending of the whole arm. It's gonna help fix the elbow in certain poses. Basically, it's not gonna control the arm's bending side. So we're gonna create a controller for that later. Again, uncheck the animate using the animation tools and set the pivot mode to parent peg. Remember that this is just a temporary position. It does not control the arm's bending when the hand moves. If you stretch the elbow's position too much, it could get crazy. I'm gonna connect the elbow controller to the composite node of the controllers. It will be invisible in the render view. Now, time to create a controller for the hand. You gotta connect the hand controller to the main arm peg layer, so we will use it in the body turns later. If you don't do that, then when the whole arm moves, the controller will not move with the hand. I'm gonna function link the hand peg to the hand controller. Okay, now you don't have to waste time to find where your hand peg is. Now, we're gonna connect the arm to its shoulder part. The shoulder layer should not overlap the arm. Okay, now I'm gonna use the auto patch node to create some seamless joints. When the arm bends up, it's gonna create this seamless joint. It will look very nice. You see what I mean now? The joint looks very good. So far, the arm rig looks good. I just love using this IK setup. It's fun, you know? Now there are some more things that I need to add to my arm rig. Sometimes you want the arm to be in front of the body, sometimes you want it to be at the back. I'm not gonna be using the Z def thingy for that because it will get complicated because there are too many pegs for this IK setup. It's good for the normal hierarchy and bone to form limbs, but I'm not gonna do that for this IK setup. Instead, I'm gonna put the two halves of the arm into two composite nodes that will overlap the arm. Okay, so I've done it for the bottom half of the arm. I'm gonna do it for the upper half of the arm. As you can see, the arm now overlaps the body. I'm gonna grab a visibility node like I did with the controller and an image switch node so we can switch the arm's position back and forth. Is the arm gonna overlap the body or is it gonna be at the back? The image switch node will let us do that. Okay, so I connect my new arm composites to the front of the composite, the main composite node. It's not overlapping the upper body yet because it has the visibility effect, which means it will not render in the render view or the OpenGL view. So now I'm gonna create keyframes for the image switch node. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to 1. You see that? The arm now overlaps the body, not the in-between keyframe though. It's weird. But don't worry, that's not gonna be for the slider I'm gonna create later. I'm gonna change the number to really big. It's still gonna be more than 1, but the in-between node, the arm will still overlap. Yeah. I'm gonna create another keyframe for the, I'm gonna change it to 1. I'm gonna test the interpolation of the overlapping thing. I'm gonna create a keyframe and set it to 0. I'm gonna see if it works. Okay, so the in-between I think it's fine. Now I'm gonna create the image switch keyframes for the upper half of the arm. Personally, I don't like really stiff arms, so I'm gonna create some curve deformer for the two halves of the arms so they will bend in a curvy path. It will look very nice and create that hand-drawn feel. Create a curve or envelope deformer like you use a pen tool, okay? I think I'm gonna switch it to envelope deformer. It kind of works like a curve deformer. It still bends in a curvy path, but the thing is that the offset, it will not move the other deformation points along with the offset. Again, a single curve envelope deformer will move the drawing in a very curvy path. I'm gonna try it. Okay, that looks good. I feel like you should add some curves for your drawings to make them look more natural and not too stiff. Yeah, it's gonna create that hand-drawn or organic feeling in your animation. I'm also gonna change the deformation's position. Just copy the pivot points of the elbow and wrist, okay? Now I'm gonna create some curve movements for the arm. Just create some keyframes. One for the straight one for the curvy, and one for the other side. I will also create an envelope deformer for the upper half of the arm. Okay, now we got our curvy looking limbs. It will look strange to you, but we're gonna test it. You can also rotate the sleeve to fix the sleeve's position. I mean, the sleeve's got gravity too. It cannot be stuck in the middle of the arm forever. Okay, so I'm kind of done with this arm setup. I'm just gonna collapse the whole arm peg and clone it to get the other arm. Remember to take the arm's pivot point and multiply it by 2 to get the other arm, and there you go, symmetrical arms. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up some sliders so we can use these keyframes whenever we want to. I'm just gonna choose these keyframes and select the slider wizard. To see these master controller wizards, remember to turn on the master controller toolbar in the Windows option. I'm gonna call the slider arm side L because it will control the side of the arm on the left from our perspective. Now, I will create 2 more sliders for the arm to control when it will overlap the body. This one is for the upper half of the arm. I'm gonna do the same thing for the bottom half of the arm. Now, 2 more sliders to control the arm's curve poses. We will select the deformation keyframes that we just created previously. There's also this kind of new master controller, which is kind of a checkbox, which will show us the deformation, and we can just uncheck it. Okay. We will choose those 2 deformation layers and select function wizard. The function of this wizard is I will use it to show or hide deformers. We'll see. Now, I'm gonna create a separate composite node for the master controllers and give them pegs so we can move those controllers' positions. Do not move them by their master controller layers, because when you hide it and show it again, its position will be reset to 0, 0. Now, I'm gonna recreate these sliders for the other arm. Just select those keyframes and you're good. Now it's time to test our sliders. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Okay, yeah, that's good. I forgot to connect the arm handles to the composite with the visibility node. Okay, the pose slider works. Like I said before, curvy hands will give your drawing, will give your animations a little more appealing, a little more appeal. Because it will give you that organic or natural hand-drawn animation look. Okay, that looks good. Okay, that looks pretty natural. You see these curves? They look good, and they give our character more appeal. Because if you just use the stiff one alone, your character will be very rigid or puppety, or overall just stiff. I'm gonna try to make my character cross arms. You can also reposition the composite nodes of the arm to get your desired arm placement in specific scenes. I'm just gonna put that node, okay, we will put it in front of everything, and you'll see that the bottom half of the right arm, it is in front of the bottom half of the left arm. Okay, you guys, that's pretty much it for now. The arm rig is complete.